$8. That's what a can of MAF sensor cleaner costs. That's the entire repair for one of the most common causes of rough, idle, hesitation, and check engine codes mechanics see every single week. But here's what's happening in garages everywhere right now. People are cleaning their MAF sensors with the wrong product, the wrong technique, or skipping steps that matter, and destroying a $200 sensor in the process of trying to save it. Then they take it to a shop. Shop says the sensor failed. Quote, comes back for a replacement plus labor. Nobody connects it back to the cleaning job from 3 days ago. Today, we're going through 10 mistakes that kill MAF sensors during cleaning. Some of them are obvious once you hear them. One of them, number 10, goes against everything you'd instinctively do and almost nobody mentions it. That one alone has cost drivers a new sensor when the original just needed cleaning. If you've already watched our sensor videos and know why shops skip cleaning the MAF first, this is the follow-up. How to do it correctly so it actually fixes the problem instead of creating a new one. Let's get into it. Mistake 1. Wrong cleaner. This is the one that creates a $200 problem out of an $8 fix, and it happens constantly because the wrong products are sitting right next to the right one on the same shelf. Brake cleaner, carburetor cleaner, generic electronic spray. All of them look like they should work. All of them leave residue on the sensing element. That residue coats the hot wire, a filament thinner than a human hair, and either alters its electrical resistance immediately or degrades it over the following days until the sensor starts reading incorrectly. The car feels better right after cleaning. Then 3 days later, the rough idle is back and the check engine light returns. Shop says the sensor failed. Replacement quoted. Nobody connects the cleaning to the failure. One product, CRC-MAF sensor cleaner, or an equivalent specifically labeled for mass airflow sensors. These are formulated to evaporate completely without leaving any residue on the sensing element. $8. Available at every auto parts store. Not brake cleaner, not carb cleaner. Not the can that says electronics cleaner but doesn't specify MAF sensors. The label has to say mass airflow sensor cleaner. That's it. Mistake 2. Spray angle. The sensing element inside a MAF sensor is not built to take a direct hit of pressurized spray. It's a delicate filament operating at extremely precise electrical resistance. Anything that bends it, contacts it directly, or disrupts its position changes the reading permanently. Most people pull the sensor out, point the can directly at the element, and spray. That perpendicular blast of pressurized solvent pushes directly against the wire, even if it doesn't snap it immediately, and sometimes it does. The repeated pressure from multiple cleanings eventually shifts the element enough to cause inaccurate readings. The correct approach? Hold the can 6 to 8 inches from the sensing element. Spray in short 2-second bursts. Let gravity and the solvent's own flow do the work. The cleaner dissolves the contamination film and drips away, carrying it with it. You're not blasting, you're washing. 3 short bursts, 6 to 8 inches. Never point directly at the element from close range. The sensor will outlast the car if you treat it right. Mistake 3. Skipping the intake tube. You clean the sensor perfectly, reinstall it, drive for a week. Rough idle is back. Here's what happened. The intake tube that the sensor sits in was coated in the same oil mist and carbon film as the sensor itself. You cleaned the sensor and put it back into a contaminated housing. Within days, that contamination migrated back onto the freshly cleaned element and the problem returned. Before the sensor comes out, wipe down the entire interior of the intake tube with isopropyl alcohol and a lint-free cloth. The section where the sensor sits, the walls of the tube upstream and downstream, all of it. Takes 3 minutes. Costs nothing extra if you already have isopropyl at home. This single step can double the time between cleanings. The sensor stays clean longer because the environment it's sitting in is clean too. Skip it and you're cleaning the same sensor every few months instead of every 30,000 miles. Mistake 4. Wrong temperature. This one sounds like a minor detail. It's not. MAF sensor cleaner is a solvent. Solvents evaporate, and evaporation rate depends entirely on ambient temperature. Clean in a freezing garage in January, and the solvent doesn't evaporate properly. It pools around the sensing element, sits there, and either leaves residue or causes the element to stay wet longer than it should. Reinstall too soon, and that solvent gets into the electrical connector and the housing. Clean in extreme summer heat, and the solvent evaporates before it's had time to dissolve the contamination film. You're spraying, and nothing is actually being cleaned. The working range is roughly 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. If your garage is below 50 degrees, bring the sensor inside. Let it reach room temperature. Clean it there, let it dry there. Bring it back out for reinstallation once it's completely dry. It takes 10 extra minutes. It's the difference between a sensor that's actually clean and one that looks like it was cleaned. Mistake 5. Removing it too often. Here's one that catches people off guard. You found out the MAF sensor can be cleaned, so now you clean it every oil change just in case. That's creating risk where none existed. Every time the sensor comes out, the seal between the sensor body and the intake tube gets handled. The connector gets disconnected and reconnected. The mounting screws get turned. Every one of those interactions is a small opportunity for damage. A slightly bent connector pin, a seal that doesn't seat perfectly, a screw that starts to strip. Preventive cleaning makes sense at 30,000 miles or when symptoms clearly appear. Not at every service. Not as routine as checking tire pressure. If the car is running clean, the fuel economy is stable, and there are no codes, leave it alone. The sensor is doing its job. Let it. The correct cleaning interval is 30,000 miles preventively or immediately when rough, idle, hesitation, or lean codes appear, not before. Mistake 6. Oiled performance air filters. You installed an aftermarket oiled performance filter. Better airflow, more power, looks good in the engine bay. And now your MAF sensor gets dirty every few thousand miles no matter how carefully you clean it. The filter oil is the problem. KN and similar oiled filters require oil coating the filter media to catch fine particles. That oil doesn't stay on the filter. Airflow pulls microscopic oil droplets off the media and carries them straight to the MAF sensing element. The contamination is continuous and accelerating. Factory paper filters don't do this. They're specifically designed to protect the MAF sensor while maintaining adequate filtration. The performance gain from an aftermarket oiled filter, maybe 2 to 3 horsepower on a stock engine, is not worth the MAF sensor that needs cleaning every few thousand miles and eventually fails early from repeated contamination exposure. If your MAF sensor keeps getting dirty faster than it should, check what filter is in the airbox first. Mistake 7. Skipping connector pins. I spent 2 hours troubleshooting a rough idle on a car once, cleaned the MAF sensor twice. Codes kept coming back. The sensor itself was perfectly clean. One connector pin was slightly bent, making intermittent contact. 5 seconds with needle nose pliers fixed it. The electrical connector pins are as critical to sensor operation as the sensing element itself. Corroded pins, bent pins, or pins with dirt buildup create the same rough idle, the same hesitation, and the same lean codes as a contaminated sensor. Most people clean the element, reinstall, and never look at the connector. Before reconnecting, spray electrical contact cleaner on the connector. Let it dry completely. Inspect each pin, look for green or white corrosion. Look for any pin that sits slightly lower than its neighbors. Straighten anything that's off. Takes 2 minutes, has saved more diagnoses than I can count. Mistake 8. Not knowing when not to clean. Sometimes the MAF sensor isn't the problem. Cleaning it 3 times won't fix a vacuum leak, won't fix a failing oxygen sensor, won't fix a dirty throttle body. All of them produce identical symptoms. Before the sensor comes out, pull the codes. Look at live data on an OBD2 scanner. Long-term fuel trim consistently above, plus 10% points at MAF contamination. But check for vacuum leaks first. A cracked intake hose between the airbox and throttle body lets unmetered air into the system and creates lean codes with no MAF fault at all. Visual inspection tells you a lot. If the sensing element shows visible dark film or oily residue, clean it. If it looks relatively clean to the naked eye, stop and investigate other causes first. Cleaning a perfectly clean sensor wastes time. Worse, each unnecessary removal is a chance to damage the sensor or the connector. Mistake 9. Drying time too short. 5 minutes is not enough. Most guides say 5 minutes. Most guides are wrong about this. MAF sensor cleaner needs 15 to 20 minutes minimum to fully evaporate from the sensing element. The element is a filament operating at extremely precise electrical resistance. Any residual solvent still present when the car starts affects that resistance reading immediately. The car might run fine for 2 days. Then a fault code appears. The sensor reads incorrectly because the cleaning wasn't complete. 30 minutes is the correct minimum. If you cleaned the sensor in the evening, leave it overnight in a clean, dry area. Reinstall in the morning. I know it feels like overkill, but the sensor you're cleaning costs $200. The extra 25 minutes of drying time costs nothing. Be patient with this step specifically. Mistake 10. Compressed air. Here it is, the one that goes against every instinct. You have a dirty MAF sensor. You have an air compressor in the garage. The logical move feels obvious. Blow it clean. Don't! Never. Compressed air generates static electricity on contact with surfaces. The sensing element inside a MAF sensor is an electronic component operating at extremely low voltage and extremely precise resistance. A static discharge from compressed air hitting that element can destroy it permanently, not damage it. Destroy it. The sensor reads nothing. The car won't run properly. Replacement, $150 to $300. There's a second problem. Every air compressor line carries trace moisture, even with a separator installed. Introducing water vapor to a sensing element that's supposed to be completely dry, same result. Dead sensor. The only thing that touches the sensing element during cleaning is MAF sensor cleaner spray. Nothing else. Not compressed air, not a cotton swab, not a soft brush, not a cloth. Spray only. Always. I've seen this mistake more times than I can count. Driver tried to clean a dirty sensor. Used the air compressor. Sensor died. I brought it to a shop. Shop replaced it at $250 and never told them why it actually failed. The compressed air killed it. The shop profited from it. $8 can of the correct cleaner. 6 to 8 inches, short bursts, 30 minutes drying time. Never compressed air. That's the correct procedure. Every single time. 10 mistakes. All of them turn an $8 fix into a $200 replacement. Wrong cleaner, bad spray angle, dirty intake tube, wrong temperature, overcleaning, oiled filter contamination, skipping the connector pins, cleaning when something else is the problem, not drying long enough. Compressed air. Get every one of those right, and the MAF sensor you're cleaning today could outlast the car. Drop a comment right now. Tell me which mistake you've already made. I'll tell you whether your sensor is still salvageable.